I am a senior this year.
Hello, I'm Davion. I'm also a senior this year.
Hi, I'm Janai Yoder. I'm a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Olivia Soto, and I'm also a sophomore.
I'm Sonia Yoder, and I'm also a sophomore. So while at our Peacemakers Academy, we learned some principles in keeping nonviolence. So the first principle is nonviolence is a way of life for courageous people. Our second principle is the beloved community is the framework for the future. Our third principle is attack forces of evil, not those who do evil. Our fourth principle is accept suffering without retaliation for the sake of the cause to achieve the goal. Our fifth principle is avoid internal violence of the spirit as well as external physical violence. And our last principle is the universe is on the side of justice.
Then we learned about the 6 steps of conflict reconciliation, and that is personal commitment, information gathering, education, negotiation, direct action, and reconciliation.
So we learned about 3 different levels of conflict. So the first one is the normal level. That's just like talking, trying to solve the problem calmly and communicating. The second level is pervasive. This happens a lot. Like you get to name calling, you get a little more aggressive, you might point fingers at each other. This level is okay to get to, but you want to try to calm it back down after this one. The last one is the overt. You never want to get to this one. This one is violence, it is hitting the other person, it is being very aggressive, and this is a very bad level to be at.
Okay, so we also learned about the top-down, bottom-up chart. Can all y'all see it? Good. Okay, so the top is people with more authority and a little bit more privilege. So it would be teachers, no big deal, administrators, rich people, like, you know. And the bottom would be students or people with less privilege. So people in poverty, things like that. The top's whole thing is that they think they know best for the bottom. So your mom will be like, well, I know what's best for you, you're my kid. And the bottom, their thing is the top is never going to change, so might as well not try to change anything. The spiral that you see in the middle would be people like us, the Peacemakers. We would go to the top and the bottom and talk to both and come up with middle ground. So yeah.
Good job, Nine. So ghetto, dirty, ratchet are just some of the names that Southside has been called throughout the years. I don't like hearing that. I don't know about you, but we as peacemakers are trying to change that narrative, change the aspect of Southside is dirty, that's a ghetto school, you know what I mean? And I don't think that I got a lot of Southside pride. I got some family that went to Southside, cousins, uncles, I love Southside, and the teachers.
Well, we talked about how we were labeled, but now we got to talk about what we do have. And we do have a welcoming spirit. Most staff is kind and caring. Lots of student leaders like ourselves. We got a lot of student diversity too.
Our school is ranked number 5 in all of Indiana for high schools in our diversity. We have an A+ in our diversity.
Now we got to need more mental health resources. We got a lack of engagement.
In 2018 to 2019, which you'll see on the next slide, we had 1,169 referrals for tardies and cutting class.
Disrespect among students and staff.
In 2018 to 2020, that was 2018 to 2019, we had 955 referrals for failure to comply and disruptive class behavior.
And the big one is lack of communication between students and staff.
So in this slide, which I just talked about, the highest one was for 2018 to 2019. And as you can see, all of the lines, except for the blue one, because that was last year where nobody was really in school, it all goes up in the months of September, October, and November. So that's like towards the beginning of the school year. So we are trying to figure out why that happens. Why does it spike up in those months every single year and at the end of the school year? So we were thinking of doing more projects with the school, putting out more posters during this time to spread nonviolence so those numbers can go down.
Our plan at Southside is a group made up of student leaders and staff from Southside who will hear the needs of one another. The group will plan events and provide nonviolence education opportunities for staff and students.
Our inspiration is North Mondo College Prep. They have had a 90% reduction in violence after adopting a culture of nonviolence. You all should have gotten an email so that you could watch the video. If you haven't yet, go watch it. It's a good video.
Southside Peace Committee's mission statement is to build a beloved community at Southside High School through peace and nonviolence education. Who will be a part of this committee? Well, the committee itself will be this, people who went through Peacemaker Academy, the internship, and graduated, and went through all the training and stuff. And then staff who would like to help and be a part of it and represent us at Southside, and let us use our classrooms for meetings maybe, and talk about it. And then all staff and students can be part of the things that we put on after school clubs. We are thinking about starting one for other students who were looking forward to do the internship so that they can get educated, a little bit more before the summer, and that they can help us maybe this year with some ideas on how to get started. How will the Peacemakers spread nonviolence education throughout Southside? The first one being having murals. We had a lot of people paint murals last year, which is very eye-catching. I love the murals that they painted. Weekly peace quotes or video announcements, maybe at lunch or before the day gets started on the announcements, or afterwards, maybe a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King, or one of you guys, or us. Student-led skits about nonviolence at lunch. It's going to get interesting, so if you have any questions, just ask. Hosting a block party with nonviolence education. Student-led trainings during teacher PLs. Nonviolence training during archer period. We happen to have a meeting with a couple of teachers here that are over the archer period, so we're going to have a lot of curriculum to give you guys, so you guys won't be lost. We will give that to you, just ask. And then to help transform ISS into a peace class with nonviolence education. So flipping that whole, I'm just going to sit here all day and do nothing, and to actually solve the issue that they're in.
nonviolence. Personal growth will happen for students and staff. Students and staff will have better communication. We lack communication, which is why I feel that we have so many problems and tardies and whatnot.
A more peaceful classroom environment will take shape.
Southside will be an example school. As you guys saw Sequoia, we're not called very nice names, and we want to be an example for the other schools. We want this to impact our school and for other schools to say, oh, we want to do that too.
And also, Southside will become a safer place for students and staff with more tools for mental health.
So at the end of our days, our internship, we would end the class, or whatever you want to call it, with a peace circle or a meditation. So I just want everyone to take 2 deep breaths to get ready for the day. Close your eyes and breathe. Please. Thank you. Good job, Karen.
Our hope for Southside is to be an example school for peace. Infused with pride, built on respect for each other to become the beloved community that we believe that we can be. How we do?
And really quick before questions, you guys got a handout and stuff. We also have QR code paper flyer for our Instagram because we had created an Instagram account for students to follow and, like message one of us privately about anything that they want to talk about, not necessarily with teachers. And it can be, private between all of us or just so that they don't conflict with each other at school. So if you want to take them and put them in your classroom or anywhere or hang out, they'll be up there for the view.
Oh, and when you guys put these up, or however you guys decide to do this, please tell the students we need more followers.
Please, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Great job. We definitely need more peer-to-peer help in hallways and classrooms, and these young people are great leaders so far, and I can see some really good things that they're already doing. Before we go, if you need your QR code, grab that. Even if you don't want the sick bank, you still gotta sign it, so there's a bunch of openings. And if you'd like your power strip from Miss Johnson, she has them over there. Any other quick items before we stand up and go? Questions, comments?